Season 37 is here, and we're getting some esports skins. Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. This week, we're getting a patch one day earlier, as far as I can tell. Usually the patch for me happens around 3 or 4 a.m. as far as I know on Thursday, but this time I think it's happening a day earlier. So in America, you guys might expect it on Tuesday, and for me, it will be very, very early on Wednesday, as far as I can tell, unless they've changed the exact time. Don't know why it's happening earlier this week, but anyway. This week, we're getting Season 37 Essence 1 that brings along the fantastic looking S tier skin for little girl called Miss Pomegranate Plate. It's a fantastic skin. I gave my opinions about all of these skins last week. I think the Essence theme is absolutely wonderful. I hope to get this skin, but of course I will not be buying it or spending enough money or any money to get it, but I would like to get it passively. There's also the A tier meteorologist skin called Miss Saucer, my favorite skin out of the 3. And then there's the A tier skin Feaster called Mr. Coatrack that I gave my opinions on. I thought it's a little bit too kind of one-colored, monotone purple, you know what I mean. There should also be some B tiers for novelist, journalist, soul weaver, undead, and axe boy. The portraits look absolutely fantastic for this essence, but let's move on to Season 37's logic path that we're getting this week. That's bringing along the A tier skin for Dream Witch called Madam Seamstress. It's a skin that a lot of people have given me great opinions on. They say it's a really, really fantastic skin. Yeah, I think it's an interesting skin. Not really my kind of a skin, but maybe it looks much better in game. I will change my opinion if it is better in the game. The logic path also brings a B tier accessory called Half Finished Companion that is a swirly faced doll, and then there's a portrait and portrait frame that match. The B tier accessory doesn't have any effects because remember, it's a B tier accessory. Another thing we're getting Season 37's rank rewards, and that means we're getting the S tier explorer accessory called Coffee Pot. This has some interesting spiderweb cracks on the floor whenever he runs or walks or whatever you want to call it, pages that swirl around him as he shrinks and also as he runs in tiny form, cool looking indicators for pages and hunter locations, and digging effects when there's like a massive circle around him whilst he's digging for his paper thingies, treasures. This is a really incredibly visible effect. All of these effects are super visible, and this character is meant to be more of a stealthy character. There's an A tier Pharaoh Lady accessory called Deck of Cards that changes her mist behind her into an orange checkered pattern, like cards almost. A selected cipher that she selects to be able to steal progress from will have a giant pillar of light that I'm not sure if it's visible to the hunter, but it's definitely visible whenever she does it. That kind of pillar will be right above it, and there'll also be cards floating around it, along with some other effects. And then there's the A tier Dream Witch accessory called Withered Wreath that has some green and blue summon effects whenever she summons leeches. The mark on the floor is also matching the theme, and leech survivors seem to have leaves that fall off of them as they are running. And also there's a special effect whenever you're removing a leech. Another thing that we're getting this week is we're getting the best performance event. Last week we had the Deduction Star skin event. The current results for the Deduction Star event, April 28th, that's the day of recording. Currently it's first place Dream Witch, second place Hullabaloo for Hunter in Global, and also Knight and Barmaid, first Knight and then second Barmaid in Global. And then in China it's first Nightmare, second Halemba, and then first Lawyer, and then second Acrobat. As far as I know, we're getting 6, I believe, Deduction Star characters, 4 survivors, 2 hunters. Maybe I'm wrong about that one. It's really, really cool to see that Nightmare is getting some love. I really do like that character's design overall, so I'm excited to see what they'll do. During this best performance event, where you get to vote for your favorite Deduction Star character to be able to get a best performance skin, there are going to be 4 total winners this year instead of 2 because they updated it. There are going to be check-in rewards where you'll be able to get a poster, a portrait, a best performance graffiti, and even more. If you complete matches, and also if you own any best performance skins, you'll be able to get nymph cards that will be used for the nymph voting, so basically voting for your best performance character. And you'll also get rewards including a dynamic portrait of your choice, I'm assuming, a poster of your choice, best performance emotes, 3 of them, a label, and even more rewards. Yet another thing that we're getting this week is we're getting the beginning of the 400 million visitor celebration event. This is going to give us some special rewards as that they've reached the massive total of 400 million players. The rewards include 10 Season 37 Essence 1s. There's also an emote unlock card that is permanent as far as I can tell. All characters will be free to use for a period of time, and also there's going to be a deduction points buff all the way up until May 14th. If you thought that's all we're getting this week, well, no, you're wrong, because we're getting quite a lot of store content as we're getting some new esports series skins in the store, including 2 new packages, one of which is the cheerleader package that has the A tier skin OPH Lily and the S tier accessory Fluctuation in Action. The effects are really cool, including a spawn animation, techno effects when she uses her movement speed ability, footprints behind her, after images after she vaults, and also it changes her cheering effect and stuff like that. There's also also the Smiley Face package that includes the A tier OPH Joker, an S tier accessory Leaping Marcato that has some interesting and very similar effects to the previous one, where it has footprint effects, a glowing hologram effect around pieces on the floor that looks really cool in my opinion. I kind of want this. I do play Smiley Face sometimes. An after image after vaulting, hit effects, and of course rocket dash effects that kind of match the techno gamer theme. We should also be getting the return of previous esports skins, including Mercenaries one, Antiquarians one, and Prisoners esports skins. And just so I can say, some point in the future we should be getting all of those alternate forms of all the skins that you get to see in their kind of trailer video, or also when they're doing the kind of skin display in the game. You should be able to see like an alternate form of all of these characters, of which I believe that we have had the Mercenary one in the past, but we haven't seen any of the other characters' alternate forms available. Those should be released at some point in the future, but we don't really know when yet. More stuff that we're getting in the store as we're about to start celebrating the finals of Koa 8. We're on Koa 8, yes? 7, 8, whichever one we're on right now. That's going to be on May 1st. They're going to be bringing back a ton of Champion Series skins. I'm not really sure exactly which ones they're going to be bringing back, but I'm assuming it's going to bring back all of them, including the 2 Dream Witch skins that we've had for previous Champion ones, the Antiquarian one, the Mechanic one, Guard 26, Sculptor, Mercenary, and Coordinator. Another thing that as Peddler was added to the store last week, I'm unsure what we'll be getting this week in terms of her being added to any game modes. The first week they released them in the Essence, the second week they released them in the store for everyone to purchase, and then the third week released them to things like rank match and stuff like that. But as she was released only in the store and not in the Essence, I'm wondering if they're going to wait until this week to release her into rank mode, or if they're going to wait another week so that they can have some more time to adjust her. Who knows if she'll be added to rank or any game modes this week, but she probably will be added to some game modes at least. Rank is really up in the air. As of the time of recording today, you should be able to purchase the Truth and Inference anniversary boxes that we were talking about. The very interesting white prospector skin where he's kind of a gambler or something like that. And this pre-order period ends on July 2nd, so you have quite a lot of time. But NetEase did announce a very sad thing that is completely understandable, that NetEase announced that this year's anniversary gift boxes won't be sold to the US due to tariffs. It's a real shame, but it's completely understandable as what is going on with American politics right now. They can't really afford it, or they'd have to sell it at a massive, insanely expensive price, considering the box is already worth $400, I believe, for the higher tier collector's edition. Yeah, that would be insanely expensive. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, US citizens, but maybe you can get a friend in Europe to purchase it and then somehow get it over to you. I don't really know. And some character days that we're getting this week. On the 30th, we're getting Wildling's character day. That is going to be his 6th character day, meaning he's getting a special portrait. On May 2nd, we're getting Fire Investigator's 1st character day, meaning he's getting a portrait. And next week, next Monday, that's going to be before I record or release next week's video, we're getting Journalist's 2nd character day, meaning she's getting a portrait frame. Now, let's talk about some future content. We have some stuff to talk about, including a Q&A where they've given us, of course, tons of answers to some really random questions, as they always do. I'm going to give you guys a quick summary of some of the things that stood out to me. There are some skins coming soon, whenever soon is, for Barmaid and Nightmare, of which I think Barmaid is going to be a limited one. Acrobat's Sparrow skin should be returning sometime this summer, along with the Golden Rose Theatre storyline. There are some adjustments planned for Postman, where they're going to possibly improve his dog pathfinding, and this week they might even nerf Ripper, as they've talked about how strong he's recently gotten with his new update that he got last week, for a few accessories and some skins. There are at least a few questions on scribbled ideas. I haven't really read them, but you guys can read them. There are some adjustments and some improvements coming to Room Collection and also to Misty Villa in August. That's exciting. And later this year there should be a new feature added to the game where you'll be able to preview furniture in your room. So this is kind of one feature that I thought about. I was like, what is the size of this thing? How much space will it take up in my room? When I saw it on the kind of store page, now you'll be able to see it in your room to see if you have space for it. And a quick thing that I wanted to discuss here is that based on the trailer from the new esports skins that we just had, so the OPH Lily and OPH Joker and all of the previous ones, you may have noticed that there are some characters that they are either chasing or being chased by. This is from IDV Clue speculating here. If you haven't followed them on Twitter or X, go and follow them because they are great. They have theorized that because Smiley Face in his trailer is chasing Batter, Seer, Embalmer, and Mechanic in their default skins, and the fact that Geisha is chasing all of the current OPH skins, or the esports skins that are currently available, that the characters for the next series of esports skins that should be for the team BLK, as far as I know, should be for these characters. So that might be Geisha, Batter, Seer, Embalmer, and Mechanic getting new esports skins next year, this year, whenever they release the new series. If you haven't already, make sure that you watch the video that's right there because YouTube thinks you like it. Enjoy.